Hello and welcome to Cloud Monday. This week we're going to do Hotel Transylvania Scary Tale Adventures. Mostly because it's been a little while since I've done a game aimed at a younger audience. I've watched, I think, the first 3 movies of this series and I kind of like it, if I'm honest. So I'm also kind of wondering if this game has anything for like a more adult audience. Of course, we're streaming this from the cloud, so it's coming from the cloud to my PS4. So it's not PS4 Pro, it's not PS5, it's PS4. Have a look at the settings. I always do like to turn the sound effects down a tad. Doesn't seem to be anything here for like subtitles or anything like that, but at least the controls seem simple enough. Personally, it would be interesting to see if there's like any kind of tutorial. From the trailer, it looks like we're going to be playing different stories. So I'm wondering if it's going to be like the same controls across all stories, or if each story has its own kind of control scheme. Just extras. Oh, hello. I really don't remember the names though.
Papa Drac, will Mom and Dad be long?
No, my little Denisovich. Don't worry. They'll return from their business trip to Loch Ness in the flap of a bat.
What are we supposed to do till then? I'm so bored.
Ah, my little creatures of the night. Here, I've brought you the best spell to conjure up some fun. Well, my little demons, which story would you like to listen to today?
So far, I'm not noticing any issues with the stream, which is good. King of Thieves, starring Drac. We've got Little Red Rain. We've got Little Red Riding Hood, starring Mavis. Oh, not that. Not yeah. Okay, let's do Drac. Why not? I'd also be kind of curious to see how long the loading times are. Getting to the game didn't seem to take that long. But the publishers, Outright Games, they do have a bit of a... I guess the stereotype with them is that a game is launched and then kind of forgotten. So if it's buggy or anything like that, I'm also a little worried about it.
There was an extremely handsome and strong young man named Drac the Apprentice. Cockroaches! It's so hot! And then
So I'm not pressing any buttons, it's just doing it itself, even though it says continue. I'm guessing continues actually skip.
Drac the Apprentice had spent days exploring that scorching desert, but had finally found the Cave of Treasure.
Yeah, I saw the little blip at the top.
The legendary treasure of the thieves is in there.
Stop, stranger!
And
What
that.
did you come here for?
My name is Drac the Apprentice, the gorgeous young man answered. And I want to become a member of the Gang of Thieves.
So you want a share of the wealth that I, the King of Thieves, keep in the Cave of Treasures? Then you have to prove that you are worthy. For starters, deliver me the 3 medallions that my men are guarding. And if you don't succeed, don't bother coming back.
Drac the Apprentice hesitated for a moment. He had heard stories about the perils that plagued these lands. All right, I'll bring you the 3 medallions. But he courageously accepted, consumed with the thought of getting his hands on so much treasure.
Yeah, we had a couple of little hiccups there. The grey is a little easier to explain, that's why I call it stream tear.
Hey, story night! I want to join in too.
No way! Frank, hold your...
What happened? Where's the rest of me?
Oh, you're a real piece of work, Frank. Now the young apprentice is going to have to find your missing body parts spread all around the chapters.
Ha ha! This is awesome! I'm gonna be the main character of my very own story.
Yeah, so remember, we're watching a video. And the videos are like frames per second. 30, I imagine there's probably 30 or 60. You see that in the background? It's, that's not because we're streaming it, that's because of the game. It is trippy. I mean, you don't expect it to be that obvious. That's just me moving the camera. So we're not actually traveling, this is world select screen, I suppose. So yeah, because we're watching a video, if there's some information missing, it seems to be that the default is to display grey. Very rarely do you miss the whole frame. Usually, I imagine up to 25% perhaps.
The young apprentice knew he had a tough quest ahead of him. Getting those medallions would not be easy. After a very, very long trip, Drac the apprentice began his traditional dance to loosen up his bones. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha!
It says movement, but doesn't. You know, as a tutorial, you're expected to say what you do to move, not that.
Nice.
Whatever. There's no lag in the controls. The camera is moving. Yeah, the camera's not the. No, I'll put the control up to the microphone perhaps so you can hear it. So yeah, it's not perhaps in terms of the camera, the right stick perhaps isn't as quick as you would like.
Oh no! It looks like that big rock is blocking our way! We'll have to go over it!
Yeah, perhaps there's also a little bit with the control as well. Here's the left stick. I don't find the left stick as bad as the camera.
There we go.
The next objective is pretty
It'll be
far
interesting
away.
to see if the game
Hey,
itself
it's time
will
to sprint.
manage the camera. The camera's moving a little bit on itself. Press and hold something to sprint. Circle? I'm guessing that actually that circle is meant to be the analog stick. But it's a choice, that's for sure. What am I meant to do here? Run through it? Oh, I turned into a bat. There we go, look at this tear in there. Oh! L3, that's what that
But be
means.
careful. It's harder to keep control when you're going so fast.
Okay.
What if we try to jump in the middle of a sprint? We will definitely go farther.
So, we're definitely getting the tutorial I had hoped for.
Nice.
This area looks dangerous. Luckily, you can turn into a bat and glide to get to the safe zone.
I'm not entirely sure we have all the voice actors here.
Great! You're catching on pretty fast. Now, let's try something more difficult.
trying to remember for the life of me who this guy is.
Will allow you to access more remote or elevated areas.
The actor.
It's like a little final push. Try to reach the goal using all the powers you have just learned.
But yeah, I can't remember his name.
Look at these objects. Hit them and see what happens.
So yeah, Drac's voice doesn't feel correct to me, but all the other voices seem reasonably correct.
Great, you really smashed those objects. As you can see, some of them will give you rewards. I heard you can also ground dash to avoid dangerous traps and enemies. Let's try it.
Is that what that means?
The ground dash will launch in the direction you're aiming at. Be careful when using it on small platforms or cliff edges.
Yeah, me and this camera are going to have a fight if we're
You
not
can use
careful.
your charged burst to activate the pressure plate.
The controller I'm using has a little bit of stick drift, and the game isn't. I'll try to power up, and the game is not smart enough to realize that. A lot of games nowadays are wise to a little bit of stick drift. So if they know, so a lot of games will cancel it out. This game, I don't know, not so much. We are getting a bit of string tear. So bottom right is the autosave, and it's a quick autosave. That's good. But what we need to see is if there's a manual save. The last series we did was Sword Art Online, Hollow Realization, and there was no manual save, which means when we had in the second part of that video, when we had the 20-second warning, there was nothing I could do. So hopefully we're going to hit start, sorry, options, and we'll see if we got some sort of save option. Continue settings by tap back to my menu. Nothing here that says save. Nothing here that says save either. Or here. Okay, I'm going to go back to hub, and we're going to see if it saves, or see if there's like an auto save in the bottom right. That's loading. Maybe in the hub we can auto save, or we can do a manual save. There's nothing here. No, there doesn't appear to be a save function. Is there... I don't know, is there like a crystal or something we can touch to save? Let's have a quick little look. There's Frank. Can you imagine if there was a save feature? It would be something big like this. We can't do the pound. Okay, so it looks like them.
Oh, it looks like someone put the vending machine here. Not sure what for.
It's obvious, Papa Drac. This is where you can buy the awesome card collection with the coins scattered around the story.
Well, it doesn't look that obvious, but it's already here, so let's use it.
How much? Like, surely buying one of these will trigger a save. But I don't have any coins because we didn't do the level, did we? Okay, that's the autosave. So even just exiting can get us an autosave, but we need something better. Doesn't appear to be anything else on the world. Oh, there's the warning. I haven't done a lot of internet stuff today. I have done a live stream, but that was many hours ago. But I also live in apartments, so it's not necessarily down to internet speed. It's also bandwidth. If anyone around me is watching Netflix or something like that, that's bandwidth.
The apprentice soon discovered that the oasis was like a labyrinth, but he wouldn't let that stop him.
Alright. I'll hit the touchpad this time. The touchpad brings that up. Again, this doesn't appear to be any way to manually save. But perhaps there's something in the level we can touch or hit or activate. So this also looking for Drac's body parts. Man, that's popping in the background. It is horrible. It's so blatant as well. We've got shadows popping in. So yeah, we got a case of where the streaming experience isn't the best I've ever had, but the game itself isn't particularly great either. And this is only a couple of years old, I think. Or maybe coming up to 3 years now. So this is out on PS5. So I imagine the PS5 version will have faster loading. Perhaps a greater draw distance, so much that we probably wouldn't notice it on the PS5 because it would. Whoa, a little tricky to control the bat. At least there's a little bit of a magnet, so the coins are following us a tad. Oh, hello. Yeah, I'm also wondering, like, how obvious is it going to be where Frank is? Or where Frank's body parts are? Man, this camera. So we had a little bit of a stutter. The grey, like I said, is streaming. I felt like there was like a loading stutter as well. Man, with no manual save, this is a little worrying. But I hope there's going to be perhaps a checkpoint midway through the level. Perhaps. Man, you can't even go through the gap. Let's not risk it. Come on. The way he moves, it kind of reminds me of like a runner.
Easier than I thought.
Boring.
Hello, hello. The boss wasn't lying, so we have a new thief's apprentice.
The thief was not going to give up the medallion so easily.
You can forget about getting this medallion, buddy. The other thieves haven't succeeded so far, and neither will you. Come and get me, and if you find me, I promise I'll give you the medallion as a prize.
The thief had turned into a mirage right in front of the apprentice. And as if that weren't enough...
I can't escape until it's done.
Now this is getting good.
Oh. Nope, there are enemies. Wait, we weren't here. Oh, these pesky things. Whoa, go underground. Now there's 3 of them? So that little pause there again, I'm pretty sure it's not streaming. Come back here.
Impressive! But you haven't even come close. This ought to be fun. Catch me if you can.
Well, that's a hint that he's no longer here.
The voice of the thief was lost in the desert. Cockroaches. It's going to be hard to find him. These dunes are dangerous and full of mirages.
Full of mirages. I wonder if that's just a phrase or if that's actually going to be a gameplay feature where, kind of like a Hall of Mirrors. That's what I'm wondering. Is anything up there? I can't move the camera up and down, I can only move it left and right. Doesn't appear to be anything on that white one. I have to imagine that if Frank's body parts were hidden, the first one would be somewhat obvious. Like, I'm pretty sure we don't need to go in the water. So find out where he's hiding. Damn, they hit me before I could do that ground pound. Thankfully, with getting that vial, it helps heal. Like each heart has, I'm guessing, 4 hits before we lose it. So again, like, I'm not finding the controls to be an issue. Camera, more of an issue, but I think that's perhaps more game than because of streaming. Ah, okay. Health booster. So like this, when it gets stuck here with the scenery, I'm not wanting that. So what's
What
that?
are these cards? And where did they come from?
Papa Drac, every story needs to have a card collection with their characters. Everyone knows that.
Oh, right. Of course. Everyone knows that. Well, if they are here, let's get as many as we can. Stay sharp, Denisovich. They could be hidden anywhere.
Complete the platform area to advance to the next stage. Again, we're still looking for autosave. I don't think I've seen one. I might have missed it. Let me know in the comments if I have missed one. This isn't a big game, it's about 3 gigabytes. So if it comes to it, downloading it, if that's something you have to do, then it's not terribly huge, but still. The lack of a save is frustrating. Do you want to go up there or do you want to go over here? Well, we're not grabbing the ledge either. There we go. Oh, came to me. Guessing we can't go that way. They're not going to appear, are they? Yeah, that was a rough one. A little bit of stream tearing isn't that much of a problem. And again, with simple graphics like this, we're not missing any of the finer detail. So whilst it... yeah, there we go. So whilst, yes, it's noticeable, it's not like a deal breaker. But still, no autosave has been triggered. A lot of these coins though. Remember the cards were like from 250 up. I think Dennis's card was maybe 600 if I remember right. Like I want to find Frank, but like will his stuff be hidden in the sand, or if it's like a hand or an arm, are they moving around the world? Like are his body parts static? Or do we have like a cousin it situation with the hand, you know? Is the leg hopping around? Oh, we need a key. The purple chests need a key. Oh, I think I saw it. Must smash everything. Right in front of us. See, that big stream tail was right in the middle where we were jumping, so you can see how that could be frustrating and annoying. And that's the wrong coloured key. How do we have a key and the wrong colour at the same time? Alright, let's get this one. I kind of want these to be a bit more magnetic than they are. I don't think this is a game where you're going to be able to get upgrades. This isn't a Lego style game. You're going to have to deal with it. Oh no, here it is. More cards.
Oh, this little sucker was very well hidden, but we found it. Great teamwork.
Very positive message. Okay, so some of those are battles and some aren't. So I keep saying find out where he's hidden, so I'm guessing it's not necessarily here. Perhaps saying, as in, keep going in the stage. Yeah, this a bit rough today's stream, isn't it?
Drac the apprentice found the thief. The medallion was almost in reach.
This is why we do 2 days, so we get a better average.
You didn't say Marco.
But the thief was still making it tough. At least it was a quiet place, and Drac the apprentice could get a little rest.
Or so he thought. Because suddenly, boom! He fell into a trap!
Oh, there's quite a few of these. Damn. It's like it hit me just as I charged that up. It almost feels like it's deliberate.
Bam! Take that! Swish! And they... Oh no! Ah! Baba Booey!
Baba Booey? Damn, it didn't take them out. Oh, these are seemingly bigger, badder ones.
Thanks to my amazing skills, I can now continue my search in peace.
Oh, we're still in the same problem. That fight didn't trigger an autosave. Getting to this area didn't trigger an autosave. It's very likely that if we get disconnected, we will have to start from the beginning of the stage. There's no like obvious checkpoint or signpost or crystal or something that we would respawn from. Like, I hit options. Still nothing here. But it is keeping track of the coins. I hope that's not a trophy for get every single coin on every level. It kind of suck for a kids game, wouldn't it? What? It's animation based. So I had done it and I was doing the animation for it. But it didn't count because they knocked me out. Oh. Damn. From a distance, that red thing I thought might have been heart, but it's not how this game works. This game uses vials. Where is that key gonna be? 'Cause this is very annoying, this flashing red. Well, there's nothing saying we had to take them out, so I just ignored them.
On the verge of exhaustion, the apprentice had finally found the sneaky thief.
I'm glad to see you came this far, but will you be able to find me among the mirages?
Like I said, there's like a house of mirrors. So obviously we're probably going to have to...
Hello!
Oh, that's not it. Probably going to have to find all of them regardless. Damn, where are these health drops? Look at that. I did nothing.
Hello!
Yeah. I expected that we'd have to go all the way, beat all mirages to get to the real one. Still no damn health pickup. Yeah, I'm on. Come on, game. If the game was smart, it would know I'm having trouble and give me a health power up. Damn it, I got a little stuck there and it wasn't really doing well. Oh, we can't actually go that way, okay. I'm having trouble getting up. There, you see, Jack won't grab the ledge. And repeatedly doing this doesn't... There we go. Doesn't make you go any higher. I imagine we're going to loop back to those that were... Remember the invisible ones that we needed to activate them somehow? I reckon we're going to head our way back there. Come on. Yes, I am fighting a little bit with some of the platforming.
me. I must admit, that was a blast.
I wonder why we're dancing. I couldn't
You
see it
deserve
on screen.
Good luck getting the rest. My fellow thieves won't be as nice as me. They're too proud.
So we get the autosave there. But we had to do the whole stage to get the autosave. So, no checkpoints, no progress autosave. It's either all or nothing by the looks of it.
You have the first one. Now you have to hurry to the desert and get the next one before dawn.
Why? Let's buy some cards. We have 950. Okay. Drax 800. Let's get him. Oh, there's no cool animation for it. Okay. A bit disappointing. A Sandy Thief. Let's give this a go. Yeah, we can pause it, but we can't save it. If you're going to have a game on the cloud streaming service, you really got to have a way to save. Even Scarlet Nexus had manual save points, but that game, it was like every 30 or 40 minutes, but at least it had them. Still useless if you only get a 20-second warning.
When the first medallion found, Drac, the apprentice, entered the dangerous dunes of the east, ruled by a thief with the gift of sand mastery. More desert? Yeah, I'm still chewing on sand from my last trip.
Yeah, something about Drac's voice that's just off. Rolled right past us and did nothing. There's these little guys. Like, how am I meant to kick it up there? Can we get up here? We can. What about behind it? Press the in the right order to advance. Oh dear. I'm not sure I understand that. The key up there. Let's try and get that at the very least. There we go. Can't see any body parts of Frank. Yeah, I don't think that would do anything. Well, that didn't do anything, did it? Oh, there's the chest. How do we get up there? Uh-huh. still not enjoying this camera.
That's another card.
Oh man, looks like there's a room we should be able to go down, but no. At least there's a health pickup. Like, you want these chests to perhaps be a bit smarter if we're down to 1 health. It should perhaps give us, instead of a red thing in the middle, that's a vial. No, there's no on-screen prompt. Just hit it. That seemed to do the trick. Press the switch in the right order to advance. I'm wondering if there's going to be 2 switches. Screw it. Ah! Let's get up here. Right, we've got to play Wipeout, this silly thing. That was not a lot of time. Fight the camera on that stage. What we got here? Damn, for such a like special attack, that's so little. It does feel like sometimes we're not actually meant to attack the enemies. And that stutter, almost like a PC stutter. I don't think we're meant to be here because there's no platform. I wanted to jump. Oh, we were standing on it. Whew. See that? That was far too close. Wait, to that. Okay, so those are now working. Fair enough. Whoa. Damn it, camera, what are you doing? Oh, that's something different. Whoa. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not going to fight that thing on top of that. What's that? Oh. Yes, it's him. Okay, that makes sense.
Said the thief when he saw the apprentice.
Let's see if you're smart enough to get it.
Are you going to challenge me to a dance-off? But before the apprentice's very eyes, the thief created a complicated puzzle. Actually, I'd prefer the dance-off.
Honestly, dance-off might have been a bit fun.
You'll excuse me, little man. I'm gonna kick back and watch you fail miserably.
Could the young apprentice solve it? It's possible, because the devious thief didn't count on one thing.
The telekinesis of Drac the Apprentice.
What's this?
Okay. I'd seen this ability in the trailer.
I mean, the hero of this tale can use their power to move that heavy rock.
Yeah, there really is only in this space. There it is. Man, we can't put it right close, because we need to be able to jump on it ourselves. Sneaky little... So I do get the feeling that Hotel Transylvania isn't exactly meant for the real young audiences of the movie. Because they might have just put it right up against the edge and just left it as that. So, no, you need to move it. Now we've got to do the same like about here. To get the key. Oh man, you suck as a bat. It's not. It's a shame because in the movies you're really, you know, they're flying in clouds, keeping up with airplanes. They do a lot as bats.
What do you think of that, thief? The apprentice shouted defiantly.
Ah, scarabs! I was just getting comfy. But you still need to pass my other tests.
Of course, there'd be more. But again, no autosave. You'd hope that if we're kicked off and we play again, that we would respawn here, continue from this point. But man, it's frustrating that it's not. If it is autosaving, it's not visible in this section of the game. So my guess is this might work for this one here. Yep. I'm not expecting it to work for that one, so let's move it closer. Alright. There it is. Can we get there easily? Yeah, no problem.
Another card! I've got to admit, even I want to finish this collection.
But Drac the Apprentice didn't even get a moment of rest, because the thief had covered the path with traps.
There we go, an autosave.
Wow, they're very powerful now. I'm sure that punches would hurt more.
The punch did nothing. Went straight through them. And they went straight through me. See that? Didn't look like anything was happening there. It's cooldown. You see on the bottom left. Wait, did that vial disappear?
What? That's impossible. Read it again.
You saw that? I was hitting that and it's doing nothing. At least we did respawn here, but that's because it's the first time we've seen the autosave. So we'll watch all this again. Skip, 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 skip. Just hit X.
But Dracula the apprentice didn't even
No,
get a
that didn't do
moment to
anything.
rest, because the thief had covered the path with traps.
Wow, they're very powerful now. I'm sure their punches would hurt more.
Where are they? Now, super strength. There it is. You see that? I'm trying to smite this thing. And we're not getting any, like, proper feedback on the controller either. Nothing. You want a ground pound when you come down. See, why isn't that? So I thought they were having a shield, but I like a shield that will deactivate when you hit it, but no, it feels like you gotta wait for them to do an attack, dodge it, and then counter. Thankfully, we were invincible then, switching to this mode. See, we ran out of our super strength. Alright, got it. My hope was to defeat the sand one and then end the video then. Okay. Like most videos on the site, an hour is kind of what I'm aiming for. Some videos can be a little longer, some videos can be a little shorter. Gonna leave that there. Nope. I was trying to smack it, but the animation from when we were hit just would not stop playing. Man, come on. There we go. You know, it's the same as all the others. I did not really pay attention to that. My health's low again.
Yes, one more.
Ah.
make a great team.
Yep, I thought that was the case. Oh, wrong one. It does look like we can combine them, perhaps. Find the pressure plate. To activate the platform, but it doesn't tell me which platform. So we're trying to activate. There we go. Man, our health goes down really quick in this game. And there's just not a lot of vials to resupply your health. I don't want to get too close to that. Damn, they spawn attacking. Damn it, I thought I'd missed it. I can't jump that one. Whoops.
Well, I think you might have the wrong book, because that's not what happened.
Well, I guess we get to see where we respawn from. We respawn from this platforming section. That's good. I'm still a little dubious as to whether or not that's what happened from like a disconnection. Because the game clearly shows when it does an autosave. And yet, during a level that doesn't... Oh, balls. Doesn't appear to be any visual clue of the autosave. Ah, man. I'll go a bit quicker. Missed me. Well, that risk didn't really match the reward, did it? This is finally his stage.
The apprentice knew he had to get that treasure at any cost, so he passed each and every one of these second age tests.
Okay, now we've got 5. Whoa! Thankfully, we were invincible. That was the best the combat had looked all game. We were bouncing from enemy to enemy. That was exciting. A shame it hadn't been like that for the rest of it. Oh, okay. That's macro blocking. So instead of quote unquote fine detail, it's, as you saw, more squares of color. that can be quite frustrating to deal with. In this game, it is not exactly full of fine detail, but because it's platforming, if you're unable to really see and judge with the platforming sections, then it could a section of macro blocking can be really frustrating. The other one, where is it? There's bound to be more. Yeah, thankfully they attacked me whilst I was doing that. Kind of want a ground pound kind of move. Where's the other one? One more. Right. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this isn't aimed at really young kids. Because it's a little... yeah, tough might be the right word for it. But with there being so little voice acting and so little comedy in the levels themselves, it very much doesn't really feel like a game for older adults or older players.
You still have to pass the final test.
You think I won't pass it before time runs out? Ah, watch and learn.
Like, didn't blink, not once. Alright, how's this boss fight gonna work? This is the boss fight. Come on, get me up there. Oh, hello. Wonder why I couldn't move. To you. I saw that vial. Let's get that. I just feel like we're getting a little bit more of these this time round. Perhaps the thought was the first stage is so easy, perhaps didn't need them. Right. The cow game. Give me some link, some narrative that ties this all together a little bit. So, hopefully this one's a little bit more obvious. Shame it's limited to just that platform. Would have been fun to stand on it and actually had it lift us up. There we go.
Come on, Dracula apprentice! You can do it!
Yeah, we should try going up there. There we go. Can we just jump over? Yes. I imagine there aren't many ways to cheese it in this game, so to find one that works is kind of nice. man. That's my mistake, that one. Come on, game. Get me boss fight. We'll call it an end of the video. There we go. Ah, man.
Sweet.
Drac the Apprentice easily passed the last of the thief's tests. However,
Curses! I've got to admit, you bested me, young man. You deserve my medallion, but unfortunately, I
Why don't you have it?
What? That's cheating!
Sorry, my guy. Centuries ago, it shattered, and my jealous cohorts hid the pieces in the oasis. If you want it, you'll have to look for them there. You have to go back to the oasis and find the fragments of my medallion, kiddo.
I imagine that's probably going to be the location where those stairs were missing. So yeah, this is the oasis. But we're not going to do that today. I mean, that will do for part 1. What we're going to do now, we're going to head to the PS4's internet speed test so we get to see what I'm working with tonight. It could be that we'll discover that there's an internet speed issue, like I don't have enough megabytes per second or something. Who knows? Let's head there and find out. Well, let's just quickly see. We've got 5. Okay, there are 5 things in this story. So we've got this story, Little Red Riding Hood, and a combination of both the two characters together. So 5, 10, perhaps 15 stages or acts, chapters I suppose, to play through. So it's quite possible we may not complete any of them in these 2 parts. But yeah, let's head to the PS4's internet speed test now. Alright, in settings we have network, and in network, test internet connection. Upload speed isn't great, but that's not really what we're worried too much about. It's the download speed, and that's fine. That's really good actually. So my guess is it's probably a bandwidth issue. Maybe someone in this apartment complex is watching something, uploading something, downloading something that's just taking up enough of the bandwidth for me to have some issues my end. The game itself does have a few issues. That camera is rage-inducing a little bit, and it very much kind of looks like a PS2 game or PS3 game HD, doesn't it? There's so little happening in the stage. In a way, that kind of works in its favor, because when you get macro blocking, you lose the fine detail, but there's no fine detail to lose. And when we have stream tear, you just get grey on the screen. Well, you're not really missing much. It's just when it comes to the platforming parts. And if you're already fighting the camera, then yes. Yeah, it can be a little rough. But we do 2 parts. So we'll come back to this next week, and we'll see if perhaps we have a better experience then. But until then, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos, playlists, shorts, or even live streams on YouTube. Or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. As a small YouTube channel, we get no money from YouTube. But with Ko-fi, we can get donations, including PayPal donations. But we also have some subscription tiers, so maybe one of them will interest you. But wherever or whenever I see you again, please take care.